What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming and the third game here between GoOdy and Seala. GoOdy spawning over here in the 9 o'clock spawn location as our purple Terran player. And then right over here, Seala as the teal Zerg player in the 3 o'clock spawn location. Last game, we saw GoOdy with some more pretty solid harass there. Opening up with some bunker marine harass, moving into cloaked banshee harass. And then he attempted to push out with a mech-style army. I think the biggest problem for him was that he lacked the siege tank numbers to deal with the heavy roach transition that we saw from Seala. I'm 100% certain that GoOdy just did not know that Seala had transitioned that heavily into roaches. Otherwise, he would not have pushed out with what he had. What he had was fantastic against, some sort of Zergling Mutamix, but was not good at all against what Seala had, and just again a crazy heavy transition into roaches, and he just got overwhelmed, lacking the splash damage necessary to contend with that. Even though GoOdy did some fair economic damage once more, opening up with those with that bunker harass, then moving into cloak banshees, then even some Hellions able to do some economic damage. Even with that, again, that unit composition of Seala was just able to overpower what GoOdy had. Really, in all honesty, I think that GoOdy should have chilled back a little while longer. I do not think that he should have pushed out at that point. Had he worked up his mech numbers a little bit stronger, then he could have been in a better position. But pushing out as early as he did really hurt him. So there you go. That's a little recap of last game. But here we are at the third game between Seala and GoOdy. And right now, we've got an expansion coming out over here for Seala, and we'll be moving into a spawning pool immediately thereafter. Should be seeing that in just one moment as he gets his way up into 200 resources, and there it is, spawning pool getting dropped for Seala. Ooh, very early tech lab here from GoOdy. That is implying that we will be seeing a Reaper expand build here from GoOdy as he moves out with his SCV, get some scouting intel. And we actually will be seeing, oh no, is he going to make it up, or are we going to see the depot drop in time? This is not that important, but I'm so excited. There it is. The drone doesn't make it up in time as GoOdy is able to block that off, but he spots the tech lab, and that's why I said it's not that important, because in spotting the tech lab, he is instantaneously aware of what is coming, and he knows there will be some Reapers in play. Now, here comes the SCV making its way up and placing that bunker. There it is. Bunker is down. We will be seeing drones respond. Let's see if GoOdy pulls off properly. There it is. Making his way through, canceling the bunker. Lost 25 resources, but whatever. He's still got that first Reaper coming through. Second Reaper making its way on out as well. One SCV heading back home. Not sure if GoOdy's going to be able to get this up. He's trying a second time right now, moving forth with this SCV, trying to build a couple drones, pulling off the line. Here's the Reaper, finally able to engage. Look at that perfect spot there for the SCV, but it doesn't matter. This bunker's taking so much damage, he should be forced to cancel it again. Oh, that was awful. That was really bad. GoOdy didn't cancel that. He lost the entirety of that bunker, all those resources in building that. Now he's going to have to make up for this. He's already got 6 kills here on this Reaper, and he's got an opportunity to get a bit more. We'll be bouncing up and down on the ledge here. Second Reaper making its way across the map, and with some proper micro, GoOdy could actually make up for those heavy losses that he took. Already with 8 kills here, Hero Reaper trying to dance around, ends up losing its life to the Queen, but was able to do significant damage. We'll actually be working down these Zerglings, getting 2 kills already. Man, this Reaper harass proving so effective here early on. That is not effective. GoOdy, please pay attention. There you go. Finally grabbing his Reaper and pulling back. I think he was paying attention to his main base momentarily as he had to build some stuff. And he lost the... Did he really lose the Reaper? That's really sad. That was very unnecessary. He did not need to lose that Reaper at all. He should have just not engaged with that Reaper and pulled back with it. I do not know. That's quite unfortunate, really, because GoOdy was able to do quite a decent amount of damage. Taking a look here, in terms of resources lost, they're actually even though GoOdy, lost 2 Reapers and a bunker, an entire bunker, not even a canceled bunker. He lost 2 Reapers in a bunker and 1 canceled bunker, but he's still ahead. Seala losing more resources just because of the heavy damage that those Reapers were able to do, killing off 4 workers and a ton of Zerglings as well. So although those Reapers did a decent amount of damage, that second Reaper did not need to get lost. That was a mistake on GoOdy's part. But, even though they're professional, they're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes in life and in StarCraft. This is just how things are. Okay, so now Seala will be macroing up at the moment. You can see droning up. We also just got 2 extractors inside of his main base, really delaying that Vespian gathering. It's got that finally coming on through, though. So there we go. Nice, beautiful Vespene being gathered over there for our buddy Seala, and working that up, and we'll be able to, of course, as a result, get that metabolic boost as soon as he gets those 100 Vespene. Now, what is GoOdy doing? Looks like a 1-1-1 opener with an expansion. I'm assuming it was a barracks factory into command center. I haven't really been paying attention to GoOdy's main base. For that, I am sorry, but it doesn't matter. You see what's going on right now. Now, we do have some Blue Flame Hellions making their way into the mix, and actually already one Hellion back here trying to do some damage. Not sure he's gotten anything. No, it doesn't look like there have been any additional. Oh, there we go. Finally getting a kill. Actually, 2 kills. So working his way up into 6 and still alive. Finally getting taken care of. But that one Hellion was able to do a fair amount of damage. Now the one Spine Crawler will go to make things a little more difficult. We will also be seeing Seala spread that creep. There you go, boy. He's got 4 Queens, in fact, possibly preparing to defend against any likely harassment from Banshees. The other thing too is that he did delay those extractors a little bit, and you can basically compensate for that simply by coming out with extra queens as early game defense. Even though you're going to be lacking that speedling, early speedling, you'll have those queens as defense, and that's all you really need. Map control's not going to be going to Seala anytime soon, though, as those Blue Flame Hellions are on the board, and we do not have any proper response here from Seala, as he will just be sitting with speedlings and nothing else. And here comes a drop right now. GoOdy lifting up in that medevac. He's also transitioning into Viking, and we got double armory, so we will be seeing mech heavy play here from GoOdy. But first and foremost, let's see that Blue Flame Hellion harass. How much damage is GoOdy going to be able to do? Getting his way to work, working his way up into the main base, and here comes more economic damage, and yet again Seala having a hard time here against this harass from GoOdy. GoOdy's econ harass in this series thus far has just been intense. Look at this, already 12 workers killed. Some more Blue Flame Hellion harass going on down here. He's just going to do some damage and then lift off. Actually ended up losing 1 Hellion. In danger of losing that medevac. Two of those queens should be able to make it safely back in time, though. There we go. No problem making it back home. Only lost 1 Hellion and able to do once more a fair amount of economic damage. Trying to drop again over here. Do a bit more damage. Running into an issue, though. Forced to lift off once more. And out the high ground, able to take a couple pop shots there at those Zerglings. We got 1 Viking in play. No kills for that yet. We do want to see him do some Overlord hunting. He's got probably 2 phenomenal opportunities. I feel like this one would probably make it back in time, but at the very least he could snipe these 2. And actually he's got a couple over here too. This Viking has got some great opportunities here to do quite a bit of damage. First and foremost, he will be heading over here and killing off this Overlord, and then hopefully he moves on over here as well. Medevac is making its way back home. The Hellion still on the high ground. Will just be spotting these rocks. I expect GoOdy to leave that there just so he can see when and if Seala decides to expand back here. It does look like Seala is planning to move to that high yield expansion. Viking now with the 1 kill. Let's see him continue to maneuver his way across the map and tries to do some more damage. Now, GoOdy, as we can see here, is making that mech transition as expected when we did see that double armory drop. That is pretty much indicative of what his plans are. So yes, he will be sitting on 3 factories, 1 with reactor, 2 with tech labs, churning out those tanks, Thors, and those Hellions. And here come 2 more factories. Has he got a 3rd? Yeah, I was going to say, can't really support 5 factories off of 2 bases, but since he'll be working his way into a 3rd base, he should be all set there for that 5 factory craziness that will be going on. Not sure where that Viking is or what exactly is going on. You got to try to find it. I guess it's not the most important thing in the world. That Viking's got to be somewhere. There it is. Still with just 1 kill, though. Wasn't able to spot this bad boy over here. No big deal. Really not the end of the world. We got a push coming out here for Seala. Seala sitting here with the roach-heavy composition. Taking a quick look. 26 roaches, 9 speedlings. He does have the upgrades there for his overlords. Able to lift those bad boys up. And there it is. Seala getting ready to drop inside of the main of GoOdy. This could be really devastating, especially against a mech-style play before it gets too heavy. GoOdy is very slow. He's going to be slow to respond here. He's going to be forced to likely unsiege his tanks. And here comes dropping in the main with these roaches and speedlings. He's going actually right over that Thor and those Hellions, and this is going to do a lot of damage with these roaches in the main, able to sneak right up on those tanks, take them out very quickly, and then go to town. He took some heavy splash damage, though, and there are still a few roaches, but not a ton left. SCV is forced to move down. Going to be mass repairing this Thor, and we got another tank up. Those roaches still doing a lot of damage. Taking a quick look here. We can see Seala is behind, but still, he is still in the main there with those roaches. We'll be just sniping down these tanks. The biggest thing, too, is he is just working down these tank numbers. There are no tanks left, in fact, at the moment. and all he's got to deal with this is Thor. Now that's getting a mass repair, but still, roaches over here in the main will be doing a lot of damage. These roaches, they're going to get overwhelmed here by these SCVs and this one Thor. Take a look at this Thor. What a baller, huh? 18 kills. That is unbelievable. 19, going to be 20 and 21 in just a moment. A few more roaches streaming now, but all the while, GoOdy being distracted there at the front. He's got these roaches in the main, still doing significant amounts of damage. He'll be dropping this tank, getting down these Hellions as well, and then likely taking out this tank too. And some more roaches still moving down. The other big problem too is that GoOdy, as GoOdy mass repairs this, he sucks through his resources. Repairing does cost resources, and you can see how low he is, not able to make a lot at all. We've got continuous reinforcements coming out here from Seala. Seala finally able to overwhelm that Thor. 28 kills, but he gets taken down. And that was basically the last bastion of defense there for GoOdy, and that's pretty much going to be the game now. He's got some stuff on the high ground, able to force some splash damage, but as those roaches are able to puncture through, oh no, they get caught in the choke point. That is just stupid, but he's able to finally sneak through, take out that tank, and then he will have no problem. And he continues to reinforce, and that is going to be the game here. Seala clearly winning this game. Very nice roach draw, perfectly timed too. And although the execution may not have been the most beautiful thing in the world, he did what he needed to, and getting that amount of roaches inside of the main before those tank numbers got too high was all he really needed to do, and GoOdy really didn't stand much of a chance. Although this hero Thor was able to hold out for quite a while, he cannot contend with the constant reinforcements of Seala, especially given the fact that he was burning through resources, constantly repairing this one Thor. And the beautiful drop there from Seala inside of GoOdy's main before he was able to work up those tank numbers is pretty much what led to the victory. Alright guys, that was the third game here between Seala and GoOdy. We'll be moving on to game number 4 in just a moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.